Okay, good afternoon. I'm Staff Sergeant Martin Chavetta, SCHIAVETTA, with the Calgary Police Service Homicide Unit. New information in a quadruple homicide that occurred last month leads police to ask for further assistance from the public. On Monday, July 10th, 2017, Glynnis FOX, Cody PFEIFFER, and Tiffany EAR were found deceased in a burnt-out vehicle in Sage Hill. Hanock AFOWERK was found deceased near Highway 22 and Highway 8 on Wednesday, July 12, 2017. As a result of further investigation, we now believe AFOWERK's body may have been deposited at the north end of the traffic circle located on Highway 22 and Highway 8 prior to Wednesday, July 12th. Police are asking motorists who may have seen something suspicious while driving around the traffic circle and then north on Highway 22 between midnight on Monday, July 10th and approximately 6 a.m. on Wednesday, July 12th to contact police. Investigators are specifically looking for anyone who may have driven a vehicle equipped with a dashcam video that may have footage of the route to come forward. Police are also asking anyone in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan to contact police if they find discarded clothing, specifically shirts, pants, shoes, documents, or any other materials that may have been burnt or attempted to be burnt. It is believed that the bag may be in the vicinity of the Canadian Forces Base Moose Jaw or the Moose Jaw Municipal Airfield. Anyone with information that can assist in this investigation is asked to contact the Calgary Police Service non-emergency line at 403-266-1234, the homicide tip line at 403-428-8877. Tips may also be able to be left anonymously by contacting Crime Stoppers. I can now take your questions, but please note, due to the complex and ongoing nature of this investigation, I'm limited in the information I can provide at this time.
What's the status of the two people already taken into custody?
Ms. Liao is currently in the community, released on her own recognizance. She's currently out on bail and being bound by a court order. And Mr. Kabidi is still in custody in Toronto for unrelated drug offenses.
Were either of them charged at all in this case?
So, stemming from the homicide investigation, we have uncovered other unrelated offenses related to fraud, possession of credit card instruments. Those charges have been laid. So currently, Mr. Kabidi is currently in custody in Toronto for unrelated drug charges. If he is successful in his bail application in Toronto, he will be rearrested by the Toronto Police Service and returned to Calgary under a Canada-wide warrant for 2 counts of fraud.
What's the significance? Is this a bag of clothing that we believe had just one bag that might be all over the place, or is it a single item?
We believe that there's multiple items of clothing, documents, and other materials that the suspects may have attempted to burn to conceal evidence related to the homicide.
Are the suspects, are you looking for any additional suspects?
We have identified several suspects. Those suspects will be publicly identified once charges have been laid in relation to the homicide.
What kind of documents might they be looking for? You know, if someone sees just a piece of paper on the side of the road, they might not think anything of it?
Yeah, the best information we have right now is that the clothing, documents, shoes, shirts, pants, etc., would have been discarded in a similar area, and those would have been attempted to be burned. So what we're looking for is basically a burn site, and our best information right now is that it is in the vicinity of Moose Jaw.
You named the military base, I believe, and the air base.
Yes.
Do you know if those areas are accessible to the public, or would these suspects have had access to an area that's...
We believe that the areas would be accessible to the public. We have worked extensively with Moose Jaw Search and Rescue as well. So far, we've been unable to locate these items, and that's why we're coming to the public to assist us to locate them.
Do you believe they're male clothing, female clothing?
We believe that they could be either male or female, and we do not know if the clothes that were burnt are our suspects or the victims related to the homicide.
So one of the victims is found unclothed, or multiple victims unclothed?
Oh, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is we don't know what type of clothing we're actually going to find. It might be related to our suspects, but it also could be related to the victims in our homicide.
So there's no actual description of the clothing that you're looking for? You're just looking for the burn site?
You're looking for the burn site, and then we'll, through hopefully the location of that, we'll be able to forensically evaluate what we actually find, and hopefully we can link that either to our suspects or to our victims.
I just expand that you asked for anyone dash cam footage, anyone who just happened to be driving at all on that road?
Yeah, obviously we're looking for anything that may be suspicious. Obviously, someone may have seen a body, for example, lying in the ditch, but also the absence of a body also helps with our investigative timeline. What we're trying to determine is when Mr. AFOWERK's body was actually dumped. Yeah.
Are you looking
It seems
for the-
surprising that people could, I mean, so many people go through that intersection every day. There's big trucks all the time who are up high and have a good vantage
Yep.
down to look down. People on road bikes all the time through there. There's a lot of different kinds of traffic. It would seem amazing that that body had been there for any length of time.
Well, obviously we have to be very objective in our investigation, and we have to follow the evidence. And right now the evidence suggests that sometime between midnight on July 10th and 0600 hours on July 12th, Mr. AFOWERK's body was dumped in that location. We do not know exactly when, and we're seeking the public's help to help us if they were through that area, if they remember seeing anything suspicious, or if they have dash cam footage of that time, to help us determine an investigative timeline. And I say the absence of Mr. AFOWERK's body also assists investigators.
I just need some clarity about the burn site. So we know there was a car fire in Sage Hill. When you say burn site, is this in Moose Jaw?
The best information we have, it is in the vicinity of Moose Jaw. We do not know exactly where. We can certainly speculate and say it's close to a roadway. We also have information that may be near a airfield, and Moose Jaw has two airfields, one being CFB Moose Jaw, the other one the Municipal Airfield, and we do not know which one it is near. We have conducted an exhaustive search with Moose Jaw Search and Rescue, and we've had negative results. That's why we're asking the public to assist us.
Moose Jaw's a pretty wide open area outside the city limits, and you're confident that it's sort of within the close vicinity?
That's the best information we have at this time. Yeah.
Are there any other scenes in the Calgary area, or greater Calgary area?
Right now, no. Obviously, we're concentrating our efforts on Sage Hill, of course, where where three deceased were found. Also on Highway 8 and 22. We are, of course, processing hundreds and hundreds of hours of CCC footage. This is extremely complex, dynamic investigation, and literally, we are going across the country, picking up breadcrumbs of evidence and trying to corroborate that through video. Yes.
How are the victims' families doing? You've obviously been in contact with them throughout the whole process. Are they cooperative, speaking with you? What's their outlook?
I'm not going to go into specifics, but what I can say is that in any homicide investigation, the relationship between the police and the victim's family is paramount. And we have done our best to engage all the families involved and to keep them apprised of the investigation.
This investigation is now 4 provinces wide, so Saskatchewan, Quebec, and Ontario. Is this one of the larger scope investigations we double it?
Oh.
And sort of what's cooperation with the sort of different
Sure.
jurisdictions?
I can say that the cooperation from all the police services across Canada has been fantastic. Everyone has gone, I would say, the extra mile to help us find the evidence that we need to corroborate statements. I can say also that this investigation is progressing very well and very fast. And that would not have been possible without cooperation from the public, information from the public, tips, but also from other law enforcement agencies that have come forward and given us officers and resources to locate people, but also to find evidence.
You said earlier that charges are pending against a few people in the homicide aspect of the investigation.
The investigation is progressing very well. Suspects will be identified once charges are laid in relation to the homicide. Right now, I will not be identifying any suspects.
How many?
Several.
How many in a second?
More than 2.
Have there been any more arrests made, or anybody holding anybody in custody, in addition to the people that you've already arrested?
None at this time.
For anyone that wants to share video, what sort of constitutes suspicious?
In relation to Highway 8 and 22, obviously a vehicle parked in that area on the side of the road, possibly discarded clothing, obviously a body, or the absence of a body during that time frame as described. We're trying to determine an investigative timeline to determine where, when, and how Mr. AFOWERK's body was dumped there.
Being as though that it's been a month, how hopeful are you to get any new stuff?
I think we are hopeful. I think this, public plea may elicit someone's memory, or they may have a dash cam that they have not deleted on their vehicle that they could provide to us. And I say the absence of evidence becomes evidence in assisting us with the investigative timeline.
In other words, whether somebody thinks there's anything in their video or not, anybody with any video in that time window you identify is valuable to investigators.
Absolutely. It can be extremely very valuable, especially for those vehicles that are traveling northbound on Highway 22 on the north side of Highway 8.